Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, March 20th, 2023, at 1:04 a.m. in the morning. I hope today is the first day of spring, but if not, then maybe tomorrow is the first day of spring. My favorite season, but I like it better when it's later spring, between May and June, and warming up. But I love the heat so much. Not too much heat, but I started to feel like when I was in Pensacola, I started to feel like I thought that started to feel like summer is my new favorite season. I never liked fall and winter, but fall weather is the most schizophrenic of them all. Because in the fall, you get any and all kind of weather in one season, but winter a lot of times it stay cold, and then spring slowly but surely warming up, and summer is hot. But fall, you don't know if you're gonna get rain, cold, hurricane, um, heat, tornado, any and everything during the fall. So yeah, but at two different times I had garlic. Oh man. So I'll say yesterday, since today is now Monday. What I'm saying yesterday meaning Sunday, not Saturday, but Sunday. I think it was. Wait, did I? Oh, I don't remember if it was late Friday night or if it was yesterday Sunday morning when I had a modest or normal clove of garlic, and then when I had the cereal again, a big ass bowl of just the cereal and milk, and then I didn't eat lunch, and I had dinner. I had the rice from the Asian place that I got with the pork ribs, but I didn't have the pork ribs today. I had four pieces of the chicken wings with some pork and beans and rice and ice cream. And I think it was around 3:30 this afternoon. I mean yesterday afternoon. I had I took a nap, and then I think I woke up before 6 o'clock in the evening and felt a disoriented, kind of depressed, weird kind of feeling. And then I I ate dinner when I've been feeling a sleep deprived, tired feeling all day long. And I pushed myself. I mean, my body and my mind both were feeling not feeling right, you know. And I felt restless and depressed at the same time. and they're hitting my whole body with the direct energy weapons right now. And now I'm feeling like heartburn right after I had the big piece of garlic just now. I mean, not just now, but it was a short while ago. So, um, I don't have the money, and I can't afford a dentist nor a dermatologist. But you know, it's like people don't believe in natural healing anymore. But I have been trying to push myself to do it and take the patience to rub the the garlic, like bite, because I don't have a knife to cut it or anything. So I just bite one clove of garlic into a few pieces and then wait for the Allison to activate for 15 minutes or so. If I wait too long, the juice will dry up. So I've been trying to rub the garlic juice onto the warts, plus a mixture of castor oil and baking soda. I mean, people on YouTube suggested that, and one tiny small little wart that I had that it was trying to form seems like it just about looks and feels just about invisible. But I have been rubbing, castor oil and baking soda on the warts, and it looks like I'm sitting here feeling like ain't really a difference, but I see them trying to turn brown or turn black, and the one in the middle seems like it's trying to thin out. I'm trying to thin out some, so it takes perseverance in a big battle, trying to fight to get rid of them. But some people have said that they got rid of them by using garlic or apple cider vinegar, or if they use a mixture of castor oil and baking soda. And but I have a mixture of castor oil, baking soda, coconut oil, bentonite clay, and and a little bit of the pink Himalayan salt, and I mixed it together, and I try to rub it on my hands and massage it in my hands for like 30 minutes a couple of hours ago. I mean, I rub the garlic on there until the juice runs out, and then, you know, but I think Saturday I was eating dinner, and it was a teeny tiny baby roach that I saw. It's the second roach I saw. But ever since the lady from the front desk came, since those people came, I never had any roaches. So I don't know if they were inspecting other people's rooms, and if she went in there and they might have had a dirty room. And now, ever since she came in here, now I got roaches. but that was the second one. It was a tiny, small one. So, um, ever since I mentioned about Stacey Ellis, a couple more people from the so-called TI community had unfollowed me. It was a female on Saturday. I don't remember what her name is. And then on yesterday, Sunday, with that John Flynn guy, if you were a real targeted individual, you wouldn't be they wouldn't let you run for the Senate. So I heard that somebody said that he pretends to help people, but he don't help people. And a couple other people say he's a Masonic sellout. So I'm like, well, for me to find out about that, well, that helped take my anger away because I mean, I was upset and shaken up about him, you know, doing that to me for no reason. And then when I found out that he's, that he truly is, Masonic and satanic or whatever, and he probably is a perp. Um, you know, that helped me not feel as I mean, it helped take my anger away because I'm like, well, I ain't got to worry about you then. Like that's, I mean, because I'm mistake. Like they try to say he helps targeted individuals. Well, how is it support and help for you to be unfollowing somebody who never ever told you not one word, who never spoke to you? So I mean, I'm kind of feeling better and feeling over it now since I got my confirmation. Okay, you evil anyway. So now I mean, so now I won't have to be worried. But I'm like, if you're supposed to be the part of the TI community, this really gets underneath my skin. And somebody jumped on me and attacked me and defended him. I almost blocked that person, but I explained to that person, you know, I'm like, well, it ain't support to unfollow people for no reason, So and as I said, the main people who be saying TIs need to stick together, and it's like that person who act like she was outing him as a Freemason. That person unfollowed me for no reason quite a while ago, and it's like professed target individual community is full of shit. A lot of y'all are popular fake new agers or closet Satanist perps pretending to be targeted and falsely glorify yourself as chosen one. It's nothing but division and hate. And they think that they can, like, they think they got God's authority to handpick who's truly chosen and who's not. And they'll be like, well, not everybody that's targeted is chosen. But who are you? What power do you have to determine that? What power do you have to determine that not everybody that's targeted is chosen? There's so much elitist mentality and a hierarchy and the TI community has turned into an elitist cult that I'm not welcome in. And I call it the popular fake TI perp cult. And it's like this doesn't make any sense. If you're targeted and suffering and going through it too, why would you unfollow and block me and I never did you anything? And they even do stuff like you profess to be targeted, but you could creating a smear campaign about another target. When I say somebody did me something, it's true. And I would even have, screenshots as evidence. And then when people see the screenshots, they'll still defend the other person and jump on me anyway. So I don't want to be eating in the middle of the night. But I mean, I ate only twice yesterday, but it's now 1:19 a.m. in the morning, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm craving cereal. But I'm gotta try to push myself to wait 5 or 6 more hours. I think I ate dinner about 7 or 7:30 or something like maybe yeah. Wait a minute, sometime between 6 and 7:30. I don't remember. And I wrote a small short story. I almost felt like I didn't feel well enough to do one, but somebody said that he really liked my short story, and that helped boost my confidence. I mean, the short story that I wrote about the iconic retro nostalgia. Is it nostalgia or nostalgia? That's another word, one of the words I don't really hear pronounced. So, I mean, you don't have to get an attitude or throw stones at me or call me dumb because if I accidentally mispronounce a word that I never heard how it's pronounced, I'm willing to learn the correct and proper pronunciation, but you don't have to yell at me and throw stones at me and correct me with an attitude. So yeah, but wow, I'm still feeling depressed though. And like one of the chapters in the ebook that I have been that I don't know if to call it a novel because I don't think it would be long enough to be a novel. But the perp removed a thumbs up on one of those videos, and they probably switched it from a thumbs up to a thumbs down. And so I been have tried. I mean, I've been put that on the back burner and been neglecting it, and for a long time. And I've been trying to work on a novel since 2019. I've been trying to work on a novel and writing projects. But then, I got carried away with the targeting and the homelessness. And I got carried away with the targeting and the homelessness. And then in 2020, you know, I thought of to try to start back up again with writing it. I think I remember I had to start all the way from scratch. And so in one of the chapters, they electronically erased one of the chapters that I wrote, and it it and I can't even find it I can't find a backup copy anywhere at all, and that had me discouraged. And then they would attack me, unbearable torture every time I try to work on it. And so somebody gave me the idea to write short stories, and so I've been doing that. And even when I'm on the streets, sometimes I can get by with, you know, a short story or two for not every day, but every once in a while. And then but longer writing projects, since I can't have permanent housing, the only way I can write better with those is um the only way I can write better with those is I can write better when I'm in a hotel room or something and well rested. And it's like a lot of things that I can't do when I'm street homeless, and even more distracting when I'm in a shelter. But um excuse me. I mean, even more I mean, it would, but you know what? Shelters are so grimy and dirty that they would make like an excuse that they will confiscate my phone because it has a camera on it, and you never get it back. And they didn't care. They did that to me at the Bronx shelter in New York, and it's the fake Salvation Army shelter back in 2006. Like that's how they do. Like if they confiscate your phone and then won't give it back in a homeless shelter. But nowadays, other residents will steal your phone and go sell it for drugs. So wow, it's like ever since I took that clove, I mean, ever since I ate the clove of garlic, I'm having like explosive, violent heartburn right now. Some people say one clove a day, others say two cloves a day. Like no more than two cloves of garlic per day. But I took a big one. And the other big one, I was squeezing the juice out and trying to rub it on these, you know, warts. So I think the first wart I ever had, I could have been 9 years old. And it probably was right here. And then I did not know this tiny little bump right here. Throughout so many years, I didn't realize it was a wart that did not flourish. So until I didn't know that it was a wart the whole time. But being homeless, either on the streets or in the shelters, you can't even get to properly take care of yourself. I mean, you don't have the convenience, or a lot of times you don't have the money or the resources to take care of yourself. but I'm all right. So it's now Monday, and I don't even know if anybody would help me for another week to stay here, or if I had to go back on the streets. And I'm not ready to go back out on the streets. But I mean, I just been taking everything one day at a time, and I've been trying to work on writing. But I mean, ever since I got monetized, as I said, I get hardly any views on my shorts videos, except the obsessed perps. And the regular videos. Some videos, I mean, if I got close to 1,200 subscribers in a video. Sometimes I get no thumbs up, or I might get only one thumbs up and hardly any views. And on TikTok, I'd be lucky if I get 2 views on a video. But if it's a goofy, dumb video, that's the video that kind of go flourish and go semi-viral. But if I'm trying to, get the truth out, nothing. The fake wannabe Darnell Williams perp harassed me on TikTok a few hours ago, and I had to block him again. He was, lying on me and saying that, I mean, he don't know shit about me, but he lied on me and said that I used and took advantage of my family's money and using them for their houses and equity. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, go somewhere you know nothing about what you're talking about. So, as I said, he's probably laughing the whole time, the whole time. And that's what people with narcissistic personalities do. But he's a fucking psychopath. I think he's a psychopath. I think narcissistic abusers, they just destroy and hurt. But sociopaths, I heard that they kind of like it's environmental and societal, and they act like they delusionally believe that they're a thug. But if you're obsessed with somebody, obsessed with stalking and destroying somebody, you're a damn and think you own somebody, you're a psychopath. So I thought the psychopaths, the psychos, were the so-called crazy ones, but they're out here calling us victims and sufferers crazy. So oh man, with my big so-called novel, I overwhelmed myself. I mean, I accomplished something yesterday morning, late yesterday morning, early yesterday afternoon. I had like late yesterday morning, late afternoon, I had edited those chapters. And like, well, if you count the introduction, that's 7 chapters that I completed. But I feel like, wow. Um, I see the other 14 and feel overwhelmed and feel like I just don't want to do it. But, or like, oh, this is too much, or it's, but then again, I kind of feel like I can't work on it because knowing that by Friday I may have to be out of here and back on the streets. But I thought about just getting frustrated, and I mean I got frustrated and just thought about maybe I could just turn whatever I thought was gonna be an ebook novel, or just make short story chats and just make short stories out of those over what I thought was gonna be the novel chapters. But no, Candy, don't give up. Just keep pushing, and you got a purpose for this. You know, to try to, you know, the purpose for try to so that so that that I can do this project and attempt to help liberate others from cults and mind control, and also maybe others wouldn't join. But so it's really yeah, but yeah, I thought about just turning the chapters into some short stories, but then I thought, no, continue with what I thought was going to be a novel, but I don't think it would be bigger. It would be a fiction ebook, but I don't think it would be long enough. Well, who knows? Who knows? But I don't think it would be long enough to be a novel. But with the short story series based on the novel, or the big fiction ebook, um, I had mixed those in with the regular short stories and published them with ebooks. But I'm wondering. I thought about what if I were to just compile all the short story, all the short stories in in that series. All the series of short stories up for that thing, and then put it into an ebook. But when I was trying to edit the novel, I was like, can't nobody tell me that this is not work that I'm doing. I would like to, since I can't get a regular job, I would like to, you know, be an entrepreneurial, independent, full time writer and be my own boss. But I mean, if I write a short story and share it to Twitter, everybody ignores or nobody reads it. Or if I put it on TikTok, I might get 292 views but no likes. But I'm glad that TikTok doesn't have a dislike button. So So I thought I don't know if I should keep the big fiction ebook separate as its own ebook. I mean, if it weren't for the online perps and stuff, and then this person, I don't know if she's targeted or a perp, or I mean, if she had been supposed, I saw proof of her electronic weapon torture, but then she does some perp stuff to people. But it wasn't until this year that she donated to me like a few times. But last year, I think it was, she was the one who told me don't publish on Amazon. So I took down um the fiction ebooks off of there, but left the nonfiction ones. But I feel like, and then people. I mean, originally in the first place, I intended to just share my writings for free, and if people wanted to donate, they can make a free will donation of however much they wanted to. But Amazon, I was trying to even find a way to put the book up for free, and other people were able to do it, but they told me I had to choose between $2.99 all the way through $9.99. And the majority of my ebooks I was selling for $2.99, and I try to sell them for the cheapest. But one, out of experimentation, I just want to, see, well, what if I sold this for $4.99? And then it was a nonfiction ebook, the Narcissistic Abusers ebook. And so I heard a birthday compilation of in 2021, a fake TI perp suggested that I do a 38 birthday special anniversary edition or whatever. More than one perp copied off a Starbricker to write false bad reviews on that ebook. And Starbricker kept trying to get all my get all my falsely report and get all my ebooks taken down. And she succeeded at getting like two of them taken down, I think. No, it was one of them. I would have had 10 ebooks. So, I'm pretty sure that from 2021 until now, if I would have copied and pasted and put like another collection of my short stories, I bet you that's like another, I guess, a bigger anthology, I guess, is that a proper word, of works or writing. And but I feel like, well, I figured, well, since Amazon did what they did, I figured that maybe I could give people the choice if they want to buy an ebook, or the choice if they want to just, donate for a short story on Ko-fi, or if they wanted to donate to my blog, or but nobody donated to my blog. Um, so if they wanted to donate to the blog or Ko-fi, or if they wanted to if they wanted to read the short stories or ebooks or whatever for free, you know. So I mean, if you want to, you can, read for free, and you don't have to buy it. But I feel like, well, even if you took the time out to read it, I really much appreciate it, since I'm supposed to not mean anything to anybody, and I'm supposed to be a nobody. But but I mean, if if all these people didn't hate me, and if all these people didn't betray and turn against me, this mass amount of people, professed targeted individuals, didn't betray me and all that, I could have been like making money like crazy from my writings, because they could be like spread the word and share, and then have other people spread the word and share and donate or whatever. And and then I could have been making a living that way, rather than having to beg and panhandle, or looking for jobs and nobody want to hire me, and struggling to survive. But it's more of people don't like me, and that's why I'm having a hard time. It's like I'm not even making a living like I should be, or like I want to, from my writings. It's like I gotta freaking, by force, by circumstantial, having no other choice but to beg and panhandle and ask for help. Ask a whole bunch of online strangers for help, for a hotel room and food, and stay out of the cold, because the perps won't allow me to make my own living. Anything independent that I try to do, they stop it and sabotage it. If they wouldn't have gang stalked me with the cab driving job and forced sleep deprived me, I could have, I could have still been in Pensacola cab driving. But I don't think I'll ever want to do that again. Not cab driving, because um even perps are doggone. They really are dangerous. So I saw a TikTok video of a guy that's a target, and he showed footage of being followed and perped, and somebody pulled a knife on him. I don't know if he was just an argument, or if he got into an all-out fist fight with the guy, and then these other people or whatever were laughing and didn't take him seriously, and kicked him off the property. When yeah, the other guy, he got in his face and then put a knife on him. And then a lot of targeted individuals are warning that these gang stalkers out here trying to kill us. So why are we being told to ignore and not take these perps seriously, when they can murder us at any moment? So off and on, through talking with this video, and shortly before I came on here to do this video, the gang stalkers were vibrating my body, to the point I almost wanted to pack up and run, but have nowhere to go. So I couldn't even take a shower because of fear of them squeezing my organs. So I wonder what would happen. Yeah, that would be a longer collection of short stories if I copied. It would be time consuming, because it's been I mean, I don't know how many more short stories I did. I didn't even count how many short stories I wrote. And but I'm pretty sure that I wrote over 300 short stories by now. Probably over 400 and don't know it. I probably wrote 550 short stories. I don't know. But all this work and just being ignored. But people in the so called writing community get undeserved praise by writing a novel and calling it the gospel of witchcraft. Like, this is backwards. It's very backwards and twisted. So, and like, in order to be able to write effectively, I need to be well rested and with some peace and quiet to be able to concentrate and focus. But I'm I mean, when I was in that motel last year, even though I had just the microwave, but I tried to do a few dishes in the online. I mean, I tried to do a few unusual dishes in the online perps. You know, they they shunned me really bad and thumbs down my hardcore thumbs down on my videos. With me trying to show recipes and cooking, even though it was with the microwave. But I mean, I try to make exotic and different tuna sandwich recipes and got shunned for that too. But but I mean, I wish I had a permanent place to be with pots and pans and baking ware and dishes and everything. And I wish that I would have known to do this back in 2017 and 2018. But even 2017 and 2018, I was financially struggling. And that zoo job was considered a seasonal job. And that was considered minimum wage or close to minimum wage part time. And I cussed the fake America Works lady, Stacy Morgan. She was an abusive, narcissistic perp. I cussed her from A to Z. And I'm like, I have a bachelor's degree. Why do you keep showing me, why do you keep suggesting all these low wage part time jobs? And jobs where you can get the good money. She'll tell me, oh, well, I don't think that'll be a good fit for you. And she even told me that she has high income. So if you have high income and I'm disabled, low income, why are you trying to suppress me? So I hear about all these school bus driver jobs where they say that they are hurting for people. And I can't even fix my mouth to apply because the perps torture me with weapons and causing me sleep deprivation. And I don't want to be a danger or a liability to the kids because the perps sleep deprive me. But if they didn't do that, then, if I could sleep well at night, then I could be better functional. But, excuse me, I couldn't be a school bus driver also because, they might make bogus false allegations or accusations against me that might land me in jail. You know, if they might lie on, if the student might lie on me, if the student sitting in the back of the bus might lie and say that I hit him. And I'm like, wait a minute, you way in the back of the bus, how could I hit you? So, and if his parents or the teachers or something might hike him up to do something, like make up that lie on me. Or that's why I mean, even with the elderly, I'm scared to take on a caregiver role. I'm disabled myself, but I'm scared to take on a caregiver role because even with the elderly, I'm afraid that they might make the false allegations that I took advantage of an old man, or stole his money or something like that. So I mean, yeah, I'm just, certain jobs I can't even do. Of course, another reason why I can't do a lot of jobs because of noise. And so I'm more and more, I'm starting to wonder if I am on the autism spectrum. I remember, I think they tried to say that the biological brother Sean was autistic, but I'm not quite sure. And I think they tried to say something about Wyatt, but I don't really remember all that well. um, yeah, I think they were trying to say Sean and Wyatt supposedly had autism, but I don't remember. I thought I could have sworn I thought I heard that about both of them. But the fake foster family, they try to make it like as if Wyatt has Tourette's. Well, they try to say Wyatt has Tourette's also. But Wyatt hasn't confirmed that with me. I don't know what Wyatt's so called mental health diagnosis is. But, they'll try to make it like as if Sean is bipolar and schizophrenic. And then my twin sister is strongly brainwashed by the foster mom and to falsely believe that the whole family is schizophrenic and crazy. But she won't call herself schizophrenic. She won't call herself schizophrenic and not normal. She won't call herself crazy and retarded. But yeah, they try to say that they lie, you know, make false rumors lying and saying I'm schizophrenic. But they try to make like the whole family schizophrenic. But schizophrenia is a lie. I heard that true so-called schizophrenia is actually the real so-called schizophrenia is actually demon possession or a form of demon possession. But I heard there's a difference between MK Ultra, dissociative identity disorder, and schizophrenia. I mistakenly thought they were the same thing, but I heard it's different. But there was a point in time it was suspected that I had dissociative identity disorder. From when I was a child. But I really hate that the sufferers of abuses, the ones falsely condemned as mentally ill, but me, my twin sister Shaw, Wyatt, Mark, we all were abused in foster care. But the foster mom didn't force Mark to be in a cult. She didn't force Mark to be in a cult. He didn't have to go to fake cult Bible class meetings. But I'm so glad I don't believe in that trash no more. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I should try to do another, you know, ebook compilation of all my short story. I mean, not all of them, but the wherever I last left off at, um, with the short stories, and I don't even remember where I last left off at with the short stories. And there was, before I put them on our blog, I used to email them to myself. Damn, they are vibrating the shit out of me. They're vibrating the shit out of me. But I should be asleep. I'm already in bed, but I should be asleep by now. But they're vibrating me. It's 2:01 a.m. in the morning. Let me see something. So yeah, I mean, the perps want to accomplish, to successfully make it like as if my writing projects, that every word of my writing projects is done in vain, when I actually have a purpose for my writings. And the perps, they're proud to destroy and ruin you. They're proud and happy. And they high five each other and rejoice at the suffering that they did to you. And then call it that new age fake talk of karma, which is a perversion of the biblical reaping what you sow. So I would prefer to live a life. I mean, I used to feel like I loved traveling so much, but now I kind of feel like I hate traveling, especially by Greyhound bus. And I didn't realize airplanes could be dirty as well. So and so I mean, I love being in different places, but I guess I don't like traveling to those places. Like to get here to Cincinnati from Pensacola via Greyhound bus felt like an eternity. And it took me um approximately a day and a half to get over here. But I heard that driving, whilst I saw online that driving um to Cincinnati from Pensacola is a 10-hour drive. But I think they said it's like 12 or 13 hours from New Orleans to over here to drive. But it was hell getting over here. And and that was the last time it had big snow. I got up here and it was, I don't know how many days prior that it snowed, but it looked like as if it was some leftover snow from a few days before. And after I got here a time or two, they had like, it would be forecasted to snow and have a, like one time they it was snowing, but very hardly any snow. And then I think it was last weekend it snowed overnight, and then by the next morning the snow had melted. It was like a thin layer of snow. Excuse me. It was a thin layer of snow. But this coming week is supposed to be like a hint or a tease of just barely spring weather. A hint or a tease of just barely spring weather. But, I can't look forward to the summer or quote unquote having fun. Well, you can't have fun. Well, it's hard to have fun being homeless anyway. But, I wished I could have got to travel, explore, and do sightseeing and stuff like that. But the way things are going, um, it doesn't. I mean, it seems like we gotta. I mean, I get scared. Like, oh man, I gotta get closer to God because all these daily news of train derailments, chemical explosions. Now you hear about banks failing and red tide and just bad news every day. And so I don't know, people talking about Donald Trump is gonna get arrested soon or something like that. They said, and they try to say, "Oh, stock up and prepare because they're gonna you know." And then they said that Putin got arrested or something like that for war crimes, and that they're almost there for World War III, and just hearing all kinds of stuff. And it's like the brainwashed people that's, if they would rather watch the Oscars, the Grammys, watch football, but then you're telling them the truth about the real news. They'll tell you you're low vibrational and full of negativity. I mean, while everybody's distracted by Playboy Cardi satanic concert, or what's that other girl? Um, that girl. Oh man, what's her name? Glorilla sacrificed somebody. I think she sacrificed a couple of people or whatever. And then like after Travis Scott, people saying that people have not learned their lesson. We're going to these celebrity concerts after what happened with Travis Scott and the fake Astro World thing. And that traumatized me for months. And I was scared of the dark, like a child all over again. And was even scared during the day. And was suffering a depression behind this trauma and fear. And so I mean, I couldn't believe that I was an adult being scared of the dark after what I heard and saw, well, on my phone, Well, what happened with the Travis Scott thing? It would be 4 o'clock in the afternoon and not dark outside yet. And I'm in the room cleaning up at work by myself and spooked and scared, even during the day. Even scared at sunny 12 o'clock noon, just scared. And it took me a while. It took me over 6 months, I think, to finally get over it and be back to normal again. So I mean, I heard some people say that celebrities ran out of sacrificing their family members, so they're coming after the fans. I guess it's I guess it's the truth that celebrities don't care about us. But they're so they're not abusive, narcissistic, and fake, and they're the true crazy ones. And they pretend to talk about how they're spreading love and positivity, and they even go as like back in 2010 they used to do all that fake Twitter preaching. They used to do like fake Twitter preaching. And a lot of people call them hypocrites too. But you ain't gonna call no celebrity a hypocrite because you're blinded by worshiping them. And I've seen people online say Beyonce can do no wrong in my eyes, or Drake can do no wrong in my eyes. Drake is trafficking underage girls and has a harem too, I heard. I mean, I used to love and respect Drake, and a lot of other artists, but I don't care what you look like, how much money you got. I don't like none of y'all. So, I thought I felt like, wow, I couldn't believe that I'm sitting here, tweeting back and forth to T-Boz from TLC and Missy Elliott and the singer Monica all at the same time. Or, certain celebrities respond back to you and be nice, but some of them are rude. Um, but they got some celebrities get hateful and block people, and relatives of celebrities that block you for no reason. Or if you compliment them and then they block you or they get an attitude with you. So, like people like Sanaa Lathan, I call myself being a die-hard fan of her for a brief moment, and was devastated to find out she was a bitch and she was rude. So Chili from TLC was rude to me and blocked me on Facebook. I mean, she was rude to me on Twitter and blocked me on Facebook for nothing. I don't know if that was her real account on. It was definitely her on Twitter, but I don't know if that was her on Facebook. But when people say that somebody's stuck up, you're a narcissistic abuser. And I've been hearing for years that Chili was stuck up. But T-Boz is cool as shit. But speaking of T-Boz, her daughter Chase almost got trafficked. And it made viral news. And then like T-Boz did a video talking about it, and then Tisha Campbell was talking about it, but she had some humor. So people didn't know if Tisha Campbell was telling the truth or lying, you know. But and Left Eye from TLC, well, you know, Left Eye ain't here, but Left Eye's sister Raindrop Lopez and the brother Ronald Lopez, they were nice. Excuse me. Missy Elliott was nice, and we used to talk all the time. But you know, yeah. Like one time Coco from SWV respond, it was back in 2010. She had responded to me on Twitter, and I wondered, you know, I was confused and didn't know if she was being rude or not. But I felt sour about that for a while. But Aaliyah's brother Rashad, well, I mean, I don't know if he would have changed, you know, but he's satanic. I ain't trying to reconcile, you know, or talk to him, um, but you know, everybody had issues with him, and a lot of people, you know, was saying that Rashad is, you know, like another R. Kelly, if you know what I mean. So, but he was a narcissistic abuser and had his own Twitter cult called Art Eternal. Yeah, Rashad had his own Twitter called Art Eternal. And at first he was nice, cool, and normal. And then had switched up to have a bad attitude and wanted to just punish all of Aaliyah's fans except his top favorite ass kissers. They were narcissistic as well. um, but I don't know. It seemed like as if I was his favorite for only like 2 weeks, and I really think my twin sister must have found him and made an alternative account and smear campaign me to him, because that was odd for him to just unfollow me out of the blue, out of nowhere. And then he would go on random unfollowing and blocking sprees for nothing, just lashing out and going off on wanting narcissistically wanting to punish people. And I would have never been out to hurt Rashad. And that was like before I found out about the Illuminati and the New World Order and all that. But his sister Aaliyah was a doggone victim of that. But I heard he was a victim too. But I heard he was one of her handlers too. But I think the mom, you know, was MK Ultra. But I know she was a handler. And I'm like, damn. The person who you thought was your favorite star that you could die behind this person. I mean, I heard these people went to Whore Beyonce and Gay Z's fraudulent and illegal satanic wedding. And I heard that after their funeral, 3 people got sacrificed and died after the funeral. But I'm like, wow. So if I would have hung out with B2K, say, I mean, Omarion could have had me killed. Oh yeah, Omarion was another one who was rude to me on Twitter. J Bug used to ignore the shit out of my tweets, but Lil Fizz, he was nice and responded to me on Facebook one time back in 2010. But you know, now I see the real B2K for who they are, but at the same time, you know, at the same time they they are the dirty ways that they are now because of the abuse that happened to them. And shortly before Quentin Tarver died, he liked and hearted and responded to one of my posts on YouTube. So I mean, I don't know how Chris Stokes was able to have him to die in Texas in a car accident, and Chris is like based in Los Angeles. Did they do something to his car? And when Raz B was vocal and outspoken about what Chris did to him, and Monique Slaughter did an interview, a live stream interview with Raz B to talk about Chris. Monique and Raz B ended up with car accidents. And then Quentin Tarver actually died. And so in 2005, before Hurricane Katrina, the biological sister Ramona, I think she performed some voodoo to set me up to. She nearly succeeded at causing me to die in a car accident. And I did not even realize that she was the mastermind. And my dumbass, well, I don't want to call myself dumbass, but I didn't know. And I just went back to her house. But she set it up. She set me up. And she thought it was funny to force me to be late for a class, and I had an English term paper to turn in. That was supposed to be a large percentage of my grade, and she wanted to set me up to fail. So, yeah, I could have lost my life that day. And then you didn't realize that your favorite stars are forced to worship Satan, and that the guys who you're having a crush on are being molested and abused behind closed doors. But you're thinking they're living good because they have BET's How I'm Living and MTV Cribs, and you'd be like, what could I do to get to have their success or live like that? Kind of find out it's not even their belongings, and it's just fake and for show. And I'm disgusted. Like, how can people like Marcus Houston and Chris Stokes have all these nice, fraudulently and illegally have all these nice things when they should be rotting in prison? Like, y'all got I don't know what kind of cars they got now, but freaking Range Rovers, and like, no, you should be running free with expensive things. Go to prison. Go to jail. But people who innocent and falsely accused, y'all sitting here I mean, like, what if it was the other way around? What if Chris Stokes was a damn target and suffering, or poor and homeless, and or Beyonce or Jay Z or any of them? You know, how are they running free? I mean, Jay Z, he stabbed Lance Rivera, I heard, or he killed somebody before he became famous. Like, you should be locked up, but they're sold to the devil for earthly rewards, and you know. But hear me, I didn't do anything worthy to deserve what I'm going through, and I'm sitting here struggling to get a meal to eat, can't get a job nowhere, abused and tormented. But the real people y'all should be avoiding is the main people who y'all idolize and worship. And people think you're not crazy. I mean, people think you're crazy for not liking whore Beyonce. Or people think you're crazy because you can't stand Rihanna's music. Or people think you have to like Billie Eilish or however you pronounce her name just because they do. So, I mean, and that's what these youth are chasing after. I mean, there's only very few youth that wake up to the truth and turn to Jesus. But a lot of these youth are chasing, like in 2010, all the teens and kids wanted to be a rapper or falsely said that they are a rapper. Everybody delusionally believe that they're a rapper or want to be. Everybody aspired to want to be a rapper. Nobody wants to be a doctor anymore. Nobody wants to be a teacher anymore. Nobody wants to be anything anymore. Nobody wants to be a nurse anymore. Nobody wants to be a lawyer no more. Everybody want to be famous and rich. But I mean, I don't want it. And a lot of people are leaving nursing careers, and they're leaving the teaching jobs. They fed up and had it. Nobody. I mean, and then I'm pretty sure that workplace mobbing is up the roof right now, because um, the evil times. So, and they got a lot of people being gang stalked and workplace mobbing and don't even realize it. They might talk about workplace mobbing, but if you mention gang stalking, they'll say you crazy and block you. Group stalking, organized stalking, covert murder. They'll stalk you to your death. But yeah, everything is just weird right now. I didn't expect to talk this long, but I'm glad I'm just releasing my emotions and anxiety before going to bed. It's just about 2:30 right now. So I wish I could have help with another week to stay here, so I won't have to be on the streets. But I'm gonna see y'all later.